I'm Calvin Chapman with the HGP Sportscast. Good evening. We begin tonight with futsal news. Action continued in the Extreme Clean and Maintenance Company Gold Rush Futsal Tournament last night, where the quarterfinalists of the competition were decided. 6 matches were played with Future Stars versus Plaisance, All Boyston versus North Renvelt, and Agricola versus Tugville being the more exciting of the games played. In Game 1, Future Stars defeated Plaisance 6-4. Game 2 saw All Boyston defeating North Renvelt 4-2. Game 2 was thrilling. All Boyston and North Renvelt were left in a 2-2 deadlock at halftime before goals from Roy Cassau in the 13th minute and Moses Gittins in the 20th. Those 2 goals allowed a 4-2 victory for All Boyston. Game 3 was an 8-goal thriller. Orson Francis gave the East Bank boys a very good start with 2 early goals in the game, his first in the 3rd minute. Then one later in the 4th. Despite the early 2 goals, a special game was expected when German Jr. pulled one back for Tugville in the 7th minute. And as expected, the goals galore as the match ended in a 4-all deadlock. The quarterfinal fixtures are as follows. In the first game, All Boyston will play Broad Street. The second game, Sparta Boss versus Future Stars. Then Ben Street versus Sophia and Tugville versus Back Circle on Tuesday evening. The venue for Guyana's big match against Trinidad and Tobago has been fixed for the St. Stanislaus College ground on Carifesta Avenue, where the Guyana's Green Machine will seek to defend their Rugby Americas North-South Zone title. HGP spoke with Brandon O'Farrell, assistant coach of the Challengers, who have been outdone by Guyana in 2016 and 2015, during the TNT's practice session this afternoon at Parade Ground. Based on the season so far, how confident are you guys?
Well, I mean, so far the season's been 1 game apiece. When I say 1 game, we both played Barbados, we both won those matches. So, I mean, it's a little hard to say, a bit like Guyana and ourselves. I mean, as I say, we've only played 1 match each. So I think tomorrow will be very close, and it has been over the last couple of years, you know.
Felicion Guerra, captain of Trinidad and Tobago, spoke with HGP Sport as well. What are some of the weaknesses that you guys would have identified through the years playing against Guyana, and how do you plan on countering that?
Well, Guyana tends to play better at loose rugby. What we try to do is play more consolidated this year, keep the ball away from them. All right, so the more possession we have, the less likely they are to score, and the more likely that we are to score. Guerra and his men came prepared, as he was able to define not only the weakness, but also the strengths of the Green Machine. They're one of the fastest all-round teams in the Caribbean, in the region. As a matter of fact, there are very few teams that could contest them for pace.
Okay. And what would you say are your guys' strengths?
We're very technically sound at the different types of breakdowns and structural parts of the game. Technically, we are very proficient. We tend to thrive no matter what the conditions, so we plan to use that to our advantage in the game tomorrow. The TNT team, seeking to turn the tables against Guyana, will use their strength factor, while the inclement weather, which forced venues to be changed to Saints Ground, is a factor. The conditions are a bit damp because of the weather. How would that affect your guys' game?
Well, again, it'll affect us a little bit. We wouldn't be accustomed to the heavy pitch, really. I mean, we've been training on very dry ground in Trinidad because the dry season's just kind of finishing. We've been training in that, you know. So, I mean, the heavy pitch will affect us a little bit, but hopefully we get over that.
Guyana will host Group D of the CONCACAF Women's Under-17 qualifiers from August 9 to 13. Comprising Guyana, Barbados, and Cuba. The tournament will feature 18 countries in 5 groups, including Group A, Trinidad and Tobago, U.S. Virgin Islands, Grenada and Curacao, Group B, Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, Anguilla and the Bahamas, Group C, St. Lucia, Bermuda, Antigua and Barbuda, and Aruba, and Group D, Guyana, Barbados, Cuba, and Group E, finally, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Kitts and Nevis, and Jamaica. This tournament will serve to decide FIFA's Under-17 Women's World Cup. 3 teams will qualify for that tournament. World number 1 Andy Murray ousted by 3rd seed S.WAWRINKA in a 5-set match in the first semi-final of the French Open. He will now play the winner of the semi-final number 2 RAPHAEL NADAL, who made easy picking of Dominic Thiem in straight sets. Stanford Howard with more on that story.
Wawrinka will get a chance to add a 2nd French Open title to his 2015 victory and move ahead of Murray with 4 Grand Slam titles after his shot-making won the day. Murray got within 4 points of victory but ultimately ran out of gas as Stan made him cover a punishing 4.5 kilometers over more than 4 hours. Stan went on a run of 7 games in a row to take the 2nd and move 3-0 up in the 3rd as he pulled the Scot from side to side before firing winners into the space down each line. It took a brilliant response from Murray, twice a breakdown, to edge the 3rd set as he heared and chased into the far reaches of the court. The 4th set came down to another tiebreak as neither man could fashion a breakpoint as Stan took the last 3 points in a row. The 5th set decider was on, but Stan wasn't about to let his chance out of the window to be in another slam finals. Murray managed one final blow with a break of serve before Stan ripped his 21st backhand win of the afternoon down the line to secure a victory. For HGP Sports, Stanford Howard.
And with that, we conclude the HGP Sportscast. It's back to you now, Javon.